Hello, thank you for coming. I realise I feel a bit like I'm on the jazz stage and radio has just come on down at the pyramid. So thank you for being here. I realise I'm up against Simon Singh and the Enigma Machine. So I'd like to talk about a stupid thing I did that turned into a massively over-engineered product that was actually a lot of fun. Who am I? I work at the Open Data Institute. I'm the head of robots, which means I do a lot of automation stuff. But I like to dabble with code because code is fun, right? We can make amazing things just because we can. So, I guess if you're here, you probably know what Github is, and you can see this thing. This is your contributions over the last year. The darker those squares are, the more contributions are on that day. And these are essentially adjustable pixels. You just need to know how to construct the incantations to write to it. Now, it turns out I'm not the first person who thought of this. About a year ago, I played a couple of things called Pikesley, which is really good fun. This guy was drawn, you can see there we go. Now we have mushrooms and stuff. This is amazing, right? But it's written in Python, which is not really my thing. But I started digging into it, and actually, at the bottom, what it does is construct a whole load of blank Git commits. It's just lines of bash. This is easy, right? However, let's push that on the stack for a moment. Who knows what this is? This is my crowd. Right. There's a lot of spectrum stuff here. There's not a lot of spectrum. It's good to see. If you know what that is, then you know what this is. This font is this is seared into my soul. If I ever get a tattoo, it'll probably be in this font. It may even be that message. And it's just a list of bytes, right? It's just this. The font is just these, right? This is Daddy. A long time ago, I was on Conference Sinclair and Usenet. Young people ask your dad. And somebody sent me this list, right? This is very easy. Now, this is probably copyrighted or something, and I'll probably rip off supply, whatever. Because I wrote this a long time ago, implemented this in PHP. I then rewrote it in Python because I thought learning Python would be a thing to do. I have, I said, SQLite. So let's build it as a web service. Because why wouldn't we do this? Right. Does everyone know who this is? This is Dr. Jenny Heather. She's my boss at the LEI. She sits on the W3 tag with Tim. If I didn't do this properly, she'd be very upset she made a mistake again. So, we do content negotiation, right? If you request as JSON, it comes back as a location. If you screen, you can probably see this says copyright 1982. As a series of ones and zeros, right? And I realize you're all thinking, why did you do this? And we'll get to that. You ask for the text, it comes out like this. You ask for it as HTML, it renders it as a table in HTML, and there's more. It compresses it using one-link encoding, because that's really easy to do using HTML call stacks. Yeah, right. As I'm explaining this, I realise this sounds more and more ludicrous. But you want to see it? Go on the Linux, go on the Cloud, go on the Roku. It's a lot of fun. But can I just also push that one stack and just take a moment to realise this? I realise a lot of this I'm taking the piss, but I actually mean this, right? I'm sitting around at my house on a Saturday afternoon, right? I can bring up Cucumber, right? Just install Cucumber and start building test-first software, right? Using Sinatra, which if you're not familiar with Sinatra, you should check it out. It's an awesome, very simple web framework that makes doing this stuff an absolute go. Right? I can put the code on GitHub so you can see it and share it and help make it better. Maybe. I can build it. I can run the tests on Travis. Right? And then I can deploy it to Roku. And this is all free and this is all available to me from my laptop in my flat. Right? The future is a weird place. So, we have these two things. We can write in the Spectrum font, because we can render it using JSON, and we can write on the GitHub commit calendar. Almost. There is a flaw. The Spectrum font is 8 units high. There are 7 days in a week. The calendar is only 7 units high. This is unfortunate. Sometimes we have to chop out some rows. So we have rules. If it has a blank top row, we take that out. As a blank bottom row, we remove that one. Otherwise, we remove the row number 4. Turns out there are only two characters that actually affect it at the full height, the @ symbol and the copyright symbol. And of course the copyright symbol is the one you want to write when you want to write copyright 1982. So this is important. No, it's not important. No, none of it's important. Good heavens. So it turns out that Git, it is valid in Git to make a commit in the past. This presumably made sense to the person who wrote it. I presume he knows what he's doing. He does some other stuff, you may have heard of it. It's illustrated this video. So we look at the contributions history on GitHub, which is just a piece of JSON. You can look this up, this is entirely open. You look at the business statement of the past year, that would be the greenest pixel currently, and you then add some more onto that, and you write that many commits for the days you want to be dark. And you make a whole bunch of commit, which is just this. All you do, basically stick a fake date in here, which you've worked out for the pictures you want to write. You can see this on bukowski.herokuapp.com. Please, I encourage you to go and do it. You make an empty Git repo. You basically run a call to this and type it in bash with curl, and it makes a Git repo and pushes it up, and it writes all over your commit history. However, I discovered this afternoon, do not use undocumented GitHub APIs. Because I was writing the talk, I needed to get some sample data, and a thing that I was relying on returned the 404. And this is at 3 o'clock, and I didn't get that out of time. Fortunately, my friend James here was on hand to stop me freaking out. And we looked, and the API call had changed slightly. I could it's been deprecated. I presume I found something I wasn't supposed to be using. So don't do that. But more importantly, if you're going to use something like VCR, you know what VCR is? It mocks requests to APIs. So you have to make the call every time, it just mocks it as YAML, which makes your test run really fast and it's very convenient. If the API changes and you're still using the old VCR cassettes, you're getting a lot of trouble. So watch out for that if you're doing something as stupid as this. And this is what happens at the end, right? So I can write on my, you see that live on my GitHub repo right now. I can write that, which is an awful lot of effort for that. However, so now I've got two web services, right? One Heroku, I've got the thing that does the sync file, and I've got the thing that actually vandalizes GitHub. However, because I had to do the conversion from 8 characters to 8 units to 7 units, I had an extra bit on the Uncle API, and it was inelegant and ugly, and that will never do for something as important as this. So, turns out, because I don't test first, and I actually use design patterns, there are formatters and decorators in this, right? It's important. Really, very easy to do this. I removed the relevant bits of tests, and I basically extracted one formatter into a third web service. There are 3 web services involved in this. This one's called Fair Cockroach. Some of you know what this means. If you've had a Spectrum and you're old enough, if you don't, come and see me afterwards, we can talk about it. So what's next? I would genuinely like to make some of this into a gem or two. Some of you may find it useful. And I would very much like to be able to, as well as generating JSON text and the HTML table, generate a ping. And for some reason, this is like the sort of thing that should be easy. There are ways to do this, and I've looked at the document. I've cut and pasted so much stuff in Stack Overflow. It turns out I have no idea what I'm doing. But I can't. If anyone knows how this works, please speak to me afterwards. And that's that. Is anybody got any questions?
Questions? If anyone has got a question, stick your hand up, I'll come to you. I've got a question.
Go on.
What is, I'm presuming that the font, the Sinclair font is essentially ASCII, it doesn't support anything outside that, or can you do funky?
No. It's from 1982, no.
Okay. You never know, I thought maybe you've done something for that.
No, that's as good as it gets. I mean, there are lots of, there's a, you may have seen the isometric commits thing, which turns the graph sideways and projects it as like a city. And that's got a lot more than 4 colors. So if you vandalize that, you get a lot more creative, you do a lot more things other than just writing EMF on it. That plugin isn't working. I suspect that guy got kicked by the same bug that hit me this afternoon. Don't use undocumented APIs, kids. Any more? Okay, thank you very much.